talk about this idea. Understand, accept, and improve yourself. When you increase your awareness of yourself, you also increase your understanding of yourself. And then, if you can accept who you are right now, in all the different ways that you are, then you're in a position to improve yourself. You can decide what you want to keep using, what you want to stop doing, and what you want to introduce into yourself or do differently going ahead, going into the future. And so today I want to explain 2 ways that you can better understand yourself. The first exercise is what I call you in a notebook. So I encourage you to get an old-fashioned spiral notebook, like this one, with multiple sections in it, because you're much more complex than just a single sheet of paper. And what I encourage you to do is to take the different sections of the notebook and think about the different areas of your life. So for example, you might break it into these 5 sections: family, friends, hobbies, work, and community. Now you can come up with whatever categories you want, but those are 5 that I would suggest. And then on the first page of the notebook, you would choose one role you have inside of your family. It might say brother or sister, or son or daughter, or mom or dad, whatever you want to put as the first role. And then take that sheet of paper, that first page, and describe yourself the way you are today when you're in that role. For example, you might write down your beliefs, your values, your actions, your behaviors, the conversation you have in your head, the language you use, the tone you have, your personality, when you're in that particular role. On the next page, go to another role you have in that category. So if on the first page you put son or daughter, the next page you might put brother or sister. And then describe yourself when you're in that role, the way you are today. And when you get to the work section, you might put something like manager or boss as the first page. Or you might put employee or team member or customer. But for each page, just choose one role that you have at work. And then describe yourself when you're in that role. What are your beliefs? What are your values? What are your actions, your behaviors, your language? How do you talk to yourself? How do you interact with other people? What's your personality like? What's your approach like? If you do this, if you invest 30 minutes a day in this exercise, in 2 weeks, you will have a really, really good understanding of who you are today in the different areas of your life. And then the next step is the key step. Then you can decide what you want to continue to do as you're doing right now, what you want to stop doing, and what you want to do in place of what you're doing right now. So the steps are: understand yourself, accept yourself, and improve yourself. Here's one more exercise you could do. Take out some of these pages and describe what I call the family theater. Think about when you were growing up, between the ages of 5 and 20 years old. When you were in those ages, what was your family like, as though you were describing a theatrical performance? So what role did you have? How would you describe your part, your character? What was your beliefs? What was your behavior? What kind of words and language did you use? How did you interact with people? And then take the time to describe all the other members of the theatrical performance. What role did your mom have? What role did your dad have? What role did your different siblings play? Maybe include your grandparents, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles. But really describe what those years were like, as though it was a theatrical performance, a play that people were putting on. And if you really want to take this to the next level, then try to figure out why each person had the part they had. And then you'll begin to understand what those years were like. The next step is to ask yourself, what is it from your family theater is still with you today? What is it that you believe today, your values, your actions, your behaviors, your words, the conversation you have with yourself, your personality, that came from your family theater? And that will really, really help you to understand who you are today. And then the next step, and the most important step, is to ask yourself, of the things that I have today that came from my family theater, what is it that I want to keep using? What is it that I want to stop using? And just say, you know what, that was part of my family theater, but I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to think that way anymore. And then the third part is, what do you want to do in place of that? So what do you want to introduce into your life that you weren't doing from your family theater? So if you invest time in these two exercises, I believe what's going to happen is you're going to understand yourself much, much better. And then if you can accept who you are today, then you can decide what it is you want to keep doing and what it is you want to do differently. If you don't accept who you are right now, or you don't understand who you are right now, then you're stuck because you can't change what it is you don't know you have, or you don't accept that you have. But once you understand it and you accept it, then you're in a position to decide, what am I going to keep using? What am I going to stop doing? And what could I do differently to become even more effective in the future? So good luck with these exercises. Take care and have a great day.